Can you hear it? Welcome to
Hello. Hi, everyone. How's everyone doing? Oh, great. Jake is being Jake. Tell me how the audio and everything is. Oh, wait. Why am I not getting you guys this? Of course it broke. Okay, there we go. Talk for a second, Jake.
Hi.
There we
go.
They can... Hello. Okay.
Hello.
So,
I'm a taper.
Shiver and I got into a small argument before the stream, and I decided that I would replace him with a tapir. Here.
Oh,
there.
Everyone is
wow,
grateful.
that's a large tapir.
It was a very large tapir, yes.
It's large.
So, Shiver is a tapir. Jake is wearing a jacket. Canadian Syrup
Out of protest.
Canadian Syrup has morphed into Stormy Winters.
And
goes
Miles
on in BC?
KG21, I love you.
And I am here wearing a fez and no bow tie in protest. Basically in protest of yesterday. So,
I thought you were in Canada.
well, I am, but, you know,
Okay.
Not protest.
both. So
Are you
can
protest
hold
or
space.
against test?
I'm pretty protest,
Okay.
except when they're being loud and testy, and then I'm pretty.
Protest squadron, best squadron.
God. So, I last night during our post stream, I read a thing, and I'm gonna read it again because I still feel it. So, hello everyone. What we saw
Feel it.
yesterday was bad. I'm not gonna mince words. I'm not gonna try and sugarcoat it. That, in my personal opinion, is the worst thing that we've ever seen from CIG. And to be honest, I'm mad. Look at me, no bow tie. I'm mad. I'm disappointed. I'm frustrated. I'm wondering where, what happens to our subscriber money if that's what we get to see. And I'm wondering why we didn't know about Squadron 42's canceled vertical slice until 10 minutes before it went live. That was irresponsible, and I don't like it. I've got a lot of questions, too. I've got a lot of concerns. But at the end of the day, I'm going to try and be constructive, and I think we all should. Don't know if anyone from CIG is going to hear this. We'll see. But we are with you, CIG, and we have been since 2012. And we're still with you now. If you have nothing to show at the end of a year at a live stream, just don't. Or just show us the game. Just show us 2.6, because 2.6 looks great. Don't try and
It is great.
don't try and fancy it up with stupid competitions with wholly unneeded and unwanted skits. Don't try to pad it. Just tell it and show us what you have. And tell us when you know. We backed for open development. We always knew that it wouldn't be completely open, but we want to know when things go right and when things go wrong. We're not going to get angry at you for missing dates unless you don't tell us until the date that you're missed. That's bad. Yeah.
Which is what you did.
Which is what you did at this stream and at CitizenCon. Something right now, to me, is wrong. And this is not about the development of the game, because the development of the game, in my opinion, is going great. The game looks and plays great. I've hopped onto the PTU, and 2.6 is phenomenal. I love Arena Commander in it, and Star Marine is possibly one of the best looking things I've ever seen. But the marketing has to change. I don't know where it changed from what it used to be. It seems like this year has been something completely different, and it's not what we signed on for, quite frankly. Yeah. That's my intro today, because CIG, I'm mad. And
I couldn't tell, David.
But seriously, Jake.
I do have to agree with Flint here, because I was thinking about this, and considering they preface this with talking about the new camera system, in defense of the pre-recorded skit, this is what Flint said here, and I agree with him. In defense of the pre-recorded skit bit that was in response to the amazing fan content that's coming out, they wanted to show off what could be done in a short time with the new tools. They gave us a starting point. It can only get better. Like bulkheads.
And that's a good point. I actually,
yeah, it's a great point. And I think
liked that. I just wish it didn't have such bad acting.
I think if they preface that more by saying like, "Yo, we have the new camera system. Here's what you can make with it. Here it is." But instead, they prefaced it by saying like, "Here's emergent gameplay from 2.6," which that's not really what they were showing off. It was more the camera system.
Yeah, and yes, it looked great and looked entertaining, but what we got later with those competitions, the EU versus America thing, that was garbage.
That
here's
was a
the
bit
thing.
more interesting though, because we did at least get to see some of the gameplay. But even that, there was a point where even I was sat there going, "Okay, can you just move on to the next bit? This is too much."
Gameplay. The gameplay was good,
Mm.
but don't hide it at the end of like half an hour of we're gonna have a montage. No, screw off.
So here's the thing. A lot of people are like, "Hey, that like," so they removed the live stream from YouTube.
Yeah.
I do want to clarify that like a lot of people are saying they shouldn't have put it on YouTube in the first place. It was on YouTube because they streamed to YouTube, and it automatically encodes it and puts it on YouTube, much like Twitch does when you live stream to Twitch. So it was automatic, and the fact that they removed it after the fact kind of shows how CIG feel about the live stream, which honestly,
we still haven't had someone come out and say, "Guys, all right, hands up, we messed up."
Yeah.
Which would be nice.
I am fully expecting and really, really hoping for another letter for the chairman apologizing for that, and it wasn't just that the pieces of it were bad. The stream itself is the worst stream quality we've had thus far.
Real quick, I do want to reiterate what I was saying yesterday, especially now that I've had a chance to sleep on it. So the fact of the matter is, the lack of quality in this live stream really doesn't have a lot to do with Star Citizen itself, and I want everyone to remember that.
Yep.
At the end of today. The fact of the matter is, and spoiler, 2.6 is out on the PTU right now, and we'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah.
But it is phenomenal. It is like just the overall quality of the game has risen another notch.
It's amazing.
The loading times are cut in half. The frame rates are great. Everything is great. There's obviously bugs, but that's what alpha is.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is, like, nothing having to do with Star Citizen is why we're upset with what happened yesterday. It has everything to do with the production and the marketing.
And this is something that I really, really questioned them on. And it's that stream to me, and this is me personally, that stream yesterday, it was insulting.
It was insulting.
I really feel like that stream was insulting. It was insulting to me as a fan. It was insulting to everyone who is a subscriber. And it was insulting to the people developing the game.
So a lot of this boils down to the fact that I really think that the marketing department at CIG is very out of touch. I really don't think they know their audience very well. I really don't think they know where not only the Star Citizen community is at, but the gaming community as a whole is at. A lot of the marketing strides they've tried to make, especially in the last year or so. And I said this last year when they released that just absolute garbage of a trailer at the Game Awards, for 2.0.
Yeah.
I said this last year, like, and everyone jumped down my throat because they're like, oh, they're trying to cater to the bro Call of Duty players. I'm like, well, to be honest, those people died like 5 years ago. Not literally died, but like that group doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
And
And
like-
it's something really, really specific to this year. Like this year, the marketing has been subpar, and the talking to the fans has been subpar. Why
I think
did
they're
we not-
trying. They're
Why did we
trying
not-
to. They're trying to go in both directions right now. They're trying to appease the backers they have while at the same time trying to bring in new money. And here's the thing: if they focus on the backers, especially during development right now, we're gonna sell the game for you. We've gotten this far by doing that.
140 million basically has come from
It's
us
word of
selling
mouth.
the game. Let us continue to sell it. Shiver?
I was chatting. This is another point that you've sort of touched on a bit as well. That I was chatting with Confused, and I'm sure we've all had a good chat with at least one other person about one particular aspect we miss or didn't like from the stream, and we both agree that we missed. It used to feel like it was us and them versus the world doing this together.
Yeah.
It felt like these guys were in the basement and we were part of it. Now it feels much more corporate. It feels like slowly but surely, as they are expanding, they are turning more into your typical publisher company. And there's obviously, to expand, you have to get corporate, but there's still, we miss the camaraderie, I think.
And I think the people they've hired over the last year, because I remember a year ago, they were hiring a bunch of marketing managers, and they found those people, and I think those people have no idea what they're doing.
To be fair, though, if you really I didn't actually watch the live stream except for the start, but I could tell that Sandy and Chris were just not excited to be there. Like, I think
Yeah,
they knew
I
they
think
didn't
they-
have anything, because just their facial expressions from that intro shot, because CS did the transcript. I worked on the monthly report through that time, so I didn't
Which,
see any
thank
of
you, by
it.
the way.
No.
Three cheers to Stormy for summarizing the entire November monthly report, which is up on Relay, but she did it herself. So
Get some
wasn't
hearts
that
in the
hard.
chat for
Yeah.
Stormy. I want all the
Anyway,
hearts.
but just seeing that intro shot, I knew right away that I'm like, oh, they don't look happy at all. And I was
that's something that I actually don't like having to do this. I don't like having to call out CIG for doing for doing something poorly, because I know that they probably know. I'm sure that they understood and realized, especially as soon as it started, even before it started, that it wasn't good. But we still have to try and call them out.
well, no, that's fair enough, because if there's nothing to show for it, then there's nothing to show for it. I'm gonna actually let him come in now.
Yes,
'cause
let's
I've
hear
been
from
waiting to
CS.
step out, because I know he's the
it's-
one that did the transcript and everything, and I'm very interested to hear what Shiver has to say
Yeah.
and what he has to say, because I heard what you guys did post and pre-stream,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's just different point of views.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love the icon that Mr. Gasket's put in.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
it's a pretty good one. I like it. Welcome,
Shiver.
CS.
What do you think?
So, yeah, Shiver, what did you think of yesterday?
I think I'll keep it short. I think because there's no point going on too much about it. As I said to you during and very soon after, if there's nothing new or cool to show, or you haven't got much, just hold back. Just put out a letter as soon as you know you haven't got anything new. Just let us know. We didn't have anything new, so we thought we'd skip it rather than bore you and wait until 2.6 is going to release and then do a hell of a stream, or wait until 3.0 is on horizon. You bet your ass we're going to stream the shit out of that on the horizon. But if you haven't got anything new, don't do it just because you feel you have to.
CS, what did you think of yesterday? You transcribed the whole thing or summarized the whole thing. How was that?
Um, it was I like there were times I felt bad because we had the anniversary stream and they had the new equipment, everything, and people were kind of expecting it to be a bit rough, but actually the anniversary stream went really well. And so for the holiday stream, it's like, oh, okay, well, let's see what they have. And about 10 minutes before, I got an email for the newsletter. Now I didn't read the newsletter, but I wish I had because it would have been a great way to diffuse the fact that people were expecting certain things to happen and they didn't happen. So I had no idea. So I was like, well, maybe we'll see some Squadron.
We read it on
Maybe-
stream, but like it only
Yeah,
came out
they-
10 minutes beforehand.
And so with, kind of like what Stormy was saying, Chris and Sandy didn't look as excited. It just looked like no one wanted to be there. And the transitions were off. The sound quality was just,
There's,
people not having their mics on.
There's a
it's-
screenshot of Sandy that's been floating around of her just going like this.
Yeah.
And
Well,
we're
no, I
all
think
with
she's
you,
looking-
Sandy.
I think she's looking at her phone.
Even still, it's body language.
Really bad res phone.
Like for what it was though, like the RSI Cup, it was it was interesting to watch. I always like that kind of stuff. Although it was the same stuff we've seen, it was nice to see Echo 11 actually play it on that. I think that was a really good idea. And then the Vanduul stuff, that was really cool, seeing the ships and actually seeing Vanduul and some different concepts of them, and then having a little discussion afterwards. Like learning the Vanduul don't need suits like in space for a period of time. Like that's freaky.
That's
It's like,
cool.
oh hey, I just blew up the, I just depressurized this hull. You're screwed. Oh crap, you can breathe anyways. Shit, like that kind of stuff's really cool. But it was just,
Crap! My whole plan of taking over a kingship has failed already.
yeah,
I was gonna vent the oxygen, but that's not gonna help me. Ah!
yeah. And it was just, yeah, it was. I won't say I was mad or angry or however it was. I was just disappointed. I know they tried, but it just, yeah, I feel like they could have just stopped it for like maybe 15 minutes to just kind of like get all the issues ironed out, because everything just seemed out of sync. The audio was out of sync at times. People weren't getting their cues, mics weren't on, stuff like that. It just seemed very rushed. So
It was disappointing.
There were some good bits.
There were the driller.
there absolutely were. Like when we actually saw gameplay, it was pretty awesome. It's just getting to that gameplay was a bit tedious, and I get the whole like when they were setting up for, I think it was Echo. Was it Squadron? I think it was Squadron Battle. They were setting up for it, and they just kind of having some issues and kind of
they
going
had
back to band back and forth.
Yeah,
Like that was. I'm sure Ben wasn't too crazy about how it happened. Like, I mean, he understood.
He didn't
like,
even seem happy to be promoting the ships, because it's like, well, we got nothing to.
We have one ship that, like,
Yeah,
it's okay.
I know we're all
Nakara-
looking at
Nakara
those
in
ships and
chat-
thinking,
Nakara in chat is saying that it's not like CIG had months to prepare or anything. There is no excuse for it to be rushed. The kind of quality that we got is unacceptable. And the thing is, all of the points we're making, all of us, the points we're making is that the stream was bad. This is not
All
saying...
it would have taken was an hour of preparation beforehand.
Yeah.
That's it. Have you noticed that we really haven't had too many audio issues in like a year? It's because we prepare beforehand every time.
to be fair though, they were dealing with international like aspects of it. So I don't know how, like for example,
it was a
when you-
Skype call.
Yeah. That's how they're
it was-
doing it.
Yeah, it was a Skype call for the video, and then they just had a spectator local who could see everyone's ship. So that's not difficult.
Yeah.
It just takes preparation. Like the simple fact of the matter is, it boils down to preparation. They were not prepared for this.
Yeah, and I know there's the big crunch for 2.6, and people really want to get their hands on it.
They have a team for that though.
well-
Like they have a team to make this stream happen.
Yeah, but I mean, some of the people that that they'd want to hunt, like Tony and stuff like that, having to get their time. Yeah, Tony isn't necessarily. Tony's more 3.0, but still is involved in 2.6 and stuff like that. It was just not. It wasn't CIG's best work, but I mean, they're definitely gonna come back with it. I mean, once 2.6 releases and eventually 3.0, I mean, this stream will, if they can continue to, improve and not make the same mistake again as what happened, then I can't see us going, hey guys, remember that? Oh, this is going to spell disaster for anything in the future. Once the stuff comes out, if it's good, then we're all going to forget about this.
I mean,
it's just for now.
I had
hurts.
people asking me whether they should watch this stream, like friends that don't really follow Star Citizen as much as I do, and I was like, no, just
God no.
stay away until next year, because
And yeah, Omega 6 in chat is basically saying the same sentiment I had. Is remember in our launch party when we had Lando on and we asked him why they didn't have the casual RTVs anymore,
yeah,
and he said the reason for that is like someone who comes in to see Star Citizen and the first stream they see is us just hanging around goofing off doing whatever, like doesn't look good on the company.
this doesn't. Look
Well, this looks worse.
Yeah.
Well,
Thing is, I want
hang
to know.
hang on. Does it look nicer that was one of the things I liked, was being able to see the devs
Yeah,
I
as
agree with
human
that.
beings, just relaxed and downtime. It was nice to hang out with them.
Yep, I
People
always
like
liked
that
RTV for
stuff.
But that's part of the thing I want to really see from CIG, and I don't think this is just us. Like I don't think there's anyone in the community that's sitting there saying yes, they did a good job right now, right? Like because they didn't, and
There's
This is
definitely
one-
there's definitely apologists out there who are like,
but they're wrong.
oh hey, they're game developers, like they shouldn't be expected to put on a crazy live stream. I'm like, well, they have an entire team for that. That's
Yeah.
where our subscriber money goes.
I want what I really want from CIG is I want them to apologize, and I want to know what they're going to do to fix this, because it can't happen again.
And let's be clear right now, and we're about to talk about 2.6 and how freaking great it is.
Yes.
Pushing 2.6 to PTU wave 1 plus subscribers is not enough.
It's not enough, but it helps.
I
think
don't
going
think it
full,
does.
I think going full PG would be a really bad idea in the
Oh,
state it's currently in.
Well, yeah,
So
that would
I
be
wanna-
bad for the game, but but hitting the panic button on a PTU is not.
Yeah. This is how we feel. But I do
Mm.
want to try I want to try something that has never been tried on a relay stream before. It could break everything. We'll see, cuz we have
Oh, you're gonna break everything.
I'm going to break everything. And I'm sorry in advance, but we've talked a little bit about how we really didn't like yesterday's stream because we didn't, and at the end of the day, we are not CIG apologists. We're not, latched on to that. We are a fan site, and we as fans are not happy right now, and we're going to make that clear.
Regardless of the fact that we're focused on Star Citizen, I still freaking hate
I
that
know,
word.
but
It's so dismissive. Like,
let's
it's
try
just-
this. Because
We're an
I hate it.
appreciation site.
We're
no.
we're a Star Citizen news website.
Yes,
Done.
but
Full
as
stop.
much as we didn't like yesterday, 2.6 is good, guys.
It's real good. Again, like I said at the beginning, before we started talking about the live stream, 2.6 is real good, and the live stream has nothing to do with the game itself. Like, why we don't like the live stream, we're not transferring that to the game itself. Look! Oh my god, he didn't break it. Look at this.
Maybe. So okay, I want to make sure I'm doing this right, because Star Marine's a bit broken right now, by the way. Okay, so I'm in the hangar.
only a tiny bit.
Well, if you got,
You should,
yeah, I
you should
mean,
show off
if
the
you've got
Caterpillar.
a 21:9 monitor,
Oh, I
it's
should.
pretty broken.
How do I do that?
Go in. You're in the hangar, right?
I know, but I've got to get rid of the freelancer, and
Then get rid of the freelancer.
I am. I have to find the port to get rid of it, and it's slightly there. Okay, close that. Let's briefly show off the Caterpillar because this
All
looks
right,
good. And the loading
so-
times in 2.6 are insane.
So I wanna go over this just to because there's people in the chat. There's newbies out there.
Yep.
Hello, new people. So what David is playing right now is actually the brand new Star Citizen Alpha patch, entitled 2.6. It's added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 ships if you include all the variants. So this is the big edition, literally. David, go get a nice big wide shot of the Caterpillar.
But I just went up.
I know.
Hate you. I hate you. Fine, I'll go down.
So some things that you probably notice is that the UI has changed. They don't have the standard CryEngine use button anymore.
Rip.
It's now a fancy scrolly text.
Rip.
It's huge.
Yeah. Rest in peace, our beloved use button. You made us angry. Look at this thing. It's massive.
It's insane. it's insane.
Whoa, that sounded like a guitar.
It did.
Is that a guitar? Did your cat just whack a guitar?
No, the guitar hasn't been whacked. It wasn't me.
Oh.
I've noticed that there are still some bugs. Like there are some sounds that play, even though I've got all sounds turned off.
Guys, here's the real holiday live stream.
Oh God. It just.
I really like that engine room.
Yes.
I
Yeah,
really
I
like
do too.
that. I don't know why. It's just
It's that ambience that it gives. It's just like, oh.
And
It's
look,
nice.
like
that whole
everything's
freaking ship is so
exposed.
industrial.
Yeah. And you walk. Here it is. Here's the
Find the cockpit.
cockpit, and
Yeah.
just let's. I love that the use button is gone, because this new system looks so much better. And look at it.
How do you feel about the ladders in the Cat, and I think the Starfarer does it as well, where rather than having to walk up to it and use ladder, you just keep
So much
pressing
better.
W
Look at
or
this.
back.
Look at that. Just right into
That
it.
is straight
and
up
down.
Like the single person version of the Millennium Falcon's
I was about to
cockpit.
say that, yep.
Yeah.
And like, look at the beds. There's beds, and there's a sink and a stove. I love it. This. Why didn't they show this?
Live stream.
Anyway, so this is the cat.
Oh my god.
Jake, I hate you. Let's leave the cat. Let's here's some stairs. Let's get out and let's go show.
What about the Herald?
I don't care.
Herald's new ship?
It doesn't matter.
It's got that booty.
Come on, look at that.
The
Look at
Herald
this.
doesn't matter. Eris 2016.
Bless you.
Where are you going?
I'm going to the sim pod.
You could just walk out the giant thing, you know. You just walk.
I'm going
off
to the
the edge.
sim pod. I'm
There you
lost
go.
in my ship. Admit it, you're lost in the ship.
I am
See,
not.
I always wondered why they called it the Caterpillar, and then I saw it
all
with
the
the
little
landing
legs.
gear down,
Yeah.
and now I understand. Now I understand.
So, Star Marine is still a bit buggy, but I want to try and show it because It's beautiful.
So the reason why we're using the sim pod is because there's currently a crash bug whenever you try to load into a match from the main menu. But this is a good workaround. They are aware of the bug. It'll probably be fixed.
Keep an
next
eye out.
patch.
Watch this loading time. Just watch the
It's-
loading time.
Phenomenal.
If it works,
If it works, it'll probably work. Usually works.
it does. It's just the game is so good right now, and
You can go from main menu to hangar in about 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Movement in game, your character movement, it feels smoother. It works a lot smoother. It's
Oh,
not
no.
perfect yet,
it crashed.
but it feels smoother.
I got a crash.
Oh,
Anyway, I don't know.
can we do cool role play? Can you watch the Fatal Funnel, please?
What?
The Fatal Funnel, David. Check your corners. Whiskey Tango Foxtrot.
What? I'm confused.
No,
That's a good
you're
movie, by the way.
heiress.
I really like that movie.
Oh, Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. Yeah.
Yeah, with Tina Fey. That was
Yeah,
good.
Jim-
It was actually a
it's good.
really good movie.
Jim, can you put things back up? I want to show people what's
Please,
Yeah.
please.
Come on, fix things for us, Jim.
Also, notice how fast David just got back into the hangar.
Yeah. Like instantly.
Yeah. Heads,
Are you
heads
using
on-
an
head on a
SSD or
swivel
platter?
thing.
SSD.
Right, just to let people know. That's
Yeah.
fine.
SSD is important. You should all be running SSDs because
Yeah. Freaking shiver.
Hey, I've got
Always complain
two
about your platter.
SSDs. Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
just,
you
but-
always complain about your platter.
I can't afford a 4 terabyte SSD and another
Wow.
4 terabyte SSD.
like
So-
we'll see
so-
if this works, but
Someone missed the 2-minute load times to the hangar. No, just no.
Well, that's kind of like how boot times on PCs. Like I miss turning on my computer and going to the bathroom and then
yes.
coming back.
It's like power 11 seconds later. Oh, Windows. Hello.
The longest game
Okay,
that it
here
took
we
to
are.
load back in the day was Battlefield 2.
Like I just want everyone to look at the ambiance here. Like look at the atmospheric effects. I know you can't see them too well because it's on a stream, but like the cloud, the fog rising up and falling down. Like it's just
You're also streaming at like the actual worst bit rate right now, so
I know.
there's
I know it's not great, but
you need to. We'll fix that.
we'll
for next
fix
week.
that later. It's just
My goodness.
this is not something I really wanted to do. It's not something I planned on doing. It's just this is what people should have been shown. This hallway. Look at this hallway.
Did you just load into a private match?
No, it's
Is that what you
ranked.
did?
There's
Oh.
probably people
Oh.
around here somewhere.
Oh, okay.
Well, apparently they're just oblivious to the fact that he's around.
Rip David.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna die. But like there's just look. It's just it looks good and it. I don't know. There we go. Disconnected. But
So Space Philosopher. That's because you're also live streaming. Space Philosopher and also a Skype call.
yes.
Space Philosopher. Sure is another brown FPS. It's brown when you're down in the bottom corridors.
Yes.
But then you can go out into space, where there's planets and moons and things.
I'm not going to do this for too much longer. We'll get to questions shortly, but it's just I want to make it really, really clear that I don't have a single issue with the game. The game is great. I'm slightly disappointed that we didn't see the Squadron 42 vertical slice. I'm slightly disappointed that we didn't get 3.0 this year. I wish they had told us sooner that we wouldn't. Because tell us. But
Communication is their biggest problem.
the game itself is looking good. It's looking good. And Arena Commander. I was playing Arena Commander earlier too. And it's just oh look. Let's see how much I can explore.
Do you have audio on?
No, audio is off.
Oh.
I'm being shot.
Hammy, the gunshot sounds are bad because there aren't any right now.
I've got audio turned off so that it doesn't like overwhelm.
David.
Yeah?
Don't die.
You're playing realism mode. No
there
sound in
is a
space.
sound. There are sounds if you die or respawn, even if you've got all the volume knobs to 0, which is a bug.
That's a bug.
That's a bit of a bug, but
He turned it off. We intentionally turned off the audio.
so that you can hear us while I show you the game.
This
It's
is a podcast.
crazy. This
Hey,
is not a live
what's up,
stream. This is a
audio
podcast.
listeners?
Yeah.
Are you enjoying our demo of Star Marine right now?
Which I'm I'm turning this off now, and we're gonna go back to the normal stuff. It's just that is what I wanted for people to see, Star Marine, because it looks amazing.
Live stream.
I don't know. It's and part of the problem is I don't even know what we're supposed to say at this point, because we've yelled at CIG all last night and all this morning, and there was nothing new.
We're gonna talk about what's in 2.6 because that's new. So in 2.6, currently in the PTU, we do not have access to Crusader because they're trying to hammer out all of the bugs in 2.6 for Star Marine and Arena Commander. Arena Commander has the new flight model, which I haven't really messed around with too much. The flight speeds are a lot slower. There's pickups now in Arena Commander, so it's a bit more gamey. And then Star Marine's got 2 maps and 2 game modes. So one is a free-for-all, and one is team domination, essentially.
So I think we should start taking some questions. So,
I mean, I could also finish telling them what's in 2.6.
Start sending us your questions while Jake continues to talk.
What's in 2.6, Jake? What else is in it?
So
A cuddly toy.
I don't know. I ignore him when he's talking.
I know, they really do. There's 8 new ships, like I said before. The Caterpillar, the Herald, the 85X, the Vanguard Hoplites, the Saber Comet, the Gladius Reliance, the Hornet Wildfire, and the Avenger Warlock Renegade.
Just no, Titan Renegade.
Oh yeah, Titan Renegade.
Titan?
Right. Yes, it is a Titan because there's cargo. On top of that, again, the Star Marine and Arena Commander changes. They added a bunch of new missions to Crusader. The entire there's a bunch of new dynamic events as well. Like if you remember from the Gamescom live stream, the derelict Starfarer is now orbiting Yila. So you can now explore that which is pretty cool. There's cargo on it. You can earn money, all that stuff. There's a bunch of new armor sets. There's a bunch of new weapons for both on foot and ships. And yeah, that's about it. And lots of quality of life changes. There's a brand new UI. Lots of stuff. Load times. Frame rate. Frame rate doesn't suck anymore.
Wow.
I mean, it sucks. It stutters, but that's about it. Why is it broken?
I don't know. It doesn't work.
Why? Let me look.
Why is the sky blue?
Let me look.
So because we can't have a podcast that runs flawlessly, I believe our question document is currently broken. So give Jake a second while he looks at that. Because, hey, it's not a budget edition anymore. Did you see those transitions? I was running those transitions.
Uh-huh.
It's a budget edition.
I hate you.
Budget edition.
Just stick with budget edition, and then if there's any mess ups, it's fine.
How do you know it's broken?
Because I submitted a question and it didn't appear in the podcast questions. Nothing appeared in the Excel doc. Ah, man.
All right, we're doing this the old-fashioned
Yeah.
way.
Throw your questions in chat. We're just going to do this the old-fashioned way today because the question doc is broken.
Boy.
Flint wants to see the cat up close. The cat is asleep, Flint. Do you really want me to wake up a sleeping cat?
No, we want you to move the camera closer to the sleeping cat.
Oh, we got a
The
serious
cat
question
has-
from Jim. Concern: the vertical line going off the relay satellite goes all the way to the top, but not to the bottom.
What?
What?
Oh, yeah.
What are you talking?
In the overlay. That's correct. In the overlay, the vertical line starts at the top and then goes almost to the bottom.
Oh, that wasn't me. I didn't move the line.
Well, yeah, it was probably me somehow.
Yeah.
So actually, no. Live Acoustic has a really good question.
I
Which
like
flight model do you prefer and why? 2.6 or 2.5? 2.6 is freaking amazing. I was playing some.
It's way better.
I was playing some Marina Commander earlier. I was just doing drone sim because I don't really fly and I didn't have time to get my HOTAS set up because it's not. All the settings and stuff don't carry over, so I was just playing mouse and keyboard. But I was fighting in Aurora in my freelancer, kind of an outmatched, but whatever. And it cut across as I was shooting at it, and it started to bank, and my right guns clipped it on one of the foils on it, and clipped it hard enough that it just started to spin. And the crazy thing is that the speeds were low enough and I was close enough that I was actually able to see that. And then I was able to target the cockpit to shoot, like specifically shooting the cockpit, not just trying to click, line up the orange triangle with the orange circle. I was actually able to specify where on the ship I wanted to shoot. 2.6 is so much better than it ever was before. Period.
I can't say because I haven't played it yet.
I'm wondering if Jake will pop in with some.
It's pretty good.
Okay, that was Jake.
All right.
Well, I'm going to have to try the flight model tonight then by the sound of this.
You will. I love it.
I've got a really good question, and it's up to you guys if you want to answer it, because I have an answer to this question.
Which one?
Clemens Salad's question.
Where? Clemens Salad.
The Vandal one.
Yeah.
I actually can answer that now. Because
Yes,
my NDA on
David.
that has lifted.
he's
Well,
like, we can't because it was under NDA. They released it, so now we can talk about it.
Now we can, but it was before, but now we can. Go ahead, Shiver.
I said after the live stream.
I saw that.
First off, give the
Vandal
question
model.
so people know what
Yes.
we're talking about here.
So Clemens Salad
The first time. Yeah.
asks if Squadron 42 was theoretically going to release this year, how come the Vandal are still in the concept art stage?
Great question, Clemens
question.
Salad.
Shiver?
The
Take
answer
it
is
away.
they're not. They're not in the that I saw that what they showed us exactly yesterday. I saw that last year, sometime around April, something like that.
Which makes
Last-
me wonder.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
I saw that. That was done.
Which makes me
I thought that
kind of
was
wonder if
this
they
day.
pulled that out as we have nothing else, what can we show them?
I think that was exactly what they did.
Yeah.
Is we have nothing, let's show them this, because this is a finished thing that we had at one point.
But that's
But
been
I
finished for a
can tell
year.
you as well that that's not concept. That's done.
Yeah.
Probably not completely finished because nothing's completely finished until release day. But
We've
that's-
also seen
more than
fully
concept.
textured and animated Vandal previously.
Yeah.
So
We've seen it
When
a
they
lot
did
further.
the Imaginary and they actually showed the live capture and what they look
Yep.
like
Yeah.
and stuff like that. The other thing too is they don't want to show you the main characters too, eh? Like, there's the guys that you're going to encounter in Squadron 42, the Vandal guys. They don't want to show them off right away.
Yeah.
And they still want to have you excited about, seeing them for the first time. They don't want to show you a finished perfect of the Vandal because then it ruins the surprise, honestly. They want you to encounter the Vandal and go, "Oh shit." So, but no, they're way far in there. We
Zeus-
kind of answered it, but yeah, go ahead.
Zeus and Oxia, do you feel like I do that the 2.6 PTU was damage control?
100%.
I don't think so.
I think so because they literally said earlier that day that we wouldn't see 2.6 PT. Like they said it wouldn't happen.
But in the newsletter, though,
It's
they said specifically,
suspicious.
they said in the newsletter, though, that there's an Evo Cloudie build going out. If that build goes good, if it's good, then it's going to go to a wider PT
On
release.
the
That was in the
weekend.
newsletter.
They said on the weekend. They said it would hit on the weekend. And I think it went live a few hours after the live stream. I think they rushed it out because Could be wrong.
Yeah.
Rivals asks, question.
Hey, communication is CIG's biggest problem, so who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows?
Speaking of that, question may be loaded. Do you think that the community is too fickle with the communication from CIG?
Not at all. Holding them equally accountable for their communication as we do their development. It's necessary. What the heck was that?
That is Mrs. Eris sneezing.
Oh,
Bless you.
Bless her. My God.
Cash.
Do you need
Are you
police
okay?
assistance?
Now she's hiding in her shirt.
Uh-huh.
Stormy's just asked me, what are your expectations going forward? And she wanted my specific answer on this. And I'm expecting 2.6 this year still, and 3.0 February, March at latest on PTU.
That kind of goes
be
into
honest.
Chokma's question. Do you guys think Squadron 42 will be released in 2017? Yes.
Sure.
Of course. I have no doubts at all that it will release in 2017.
Our Holiday asks, had CIG simply canceled the live stream, how do you think the community would have reacted? Do you think the best solution
If
would be
they-
simply showing off 2.6?
If they explained why, I think it would have been fine.
I think they actually...
I-
Sorry, go ahead, CS.
No. You go.
I think that having the stream yesterday should have still been done even without the content. But you know what you do? You start off with Chris Roberts saying, look, we don't have 3.0 at a place where it's ready to show, and we decided to simply not do the vertical slice because doing the vertical slice was going to take us all this time and effort. We decided to focus that time and effort on finishing the game. But what we can show is Star Marine. Here it is. And then show Star Marine, and then show Chris and Tony Zervek sitting down and chatting. Done. It doesn't have to be a 2.5 hour extravaganza, just an hour of Chris and some Star Marine, and people would have been, I mean, we probably would have still been slightly disappointed, but it would have been a hell of a lot better.
Yeah, I think maybe what they should have done is do that, and just kind of have like the RSI Cup, and maybe show up some of that Vandal stuff in between matches. Kind of like a little segment. It's and I answered the question earlier, or I kind of talked with someone like, should they space out live streams a bit more? And I personally think that the holiday live stream and the anniversary live stream and CitizenCon are too close together. There's
Agreed.
just too much. And some years they've really done a smashing job on like the anniversary stream or the holiday stream, and it set the expectations a little too high. If you're gonna do the anniversary live stream and you're gonna make it big, make the other one smaller. If you're gonna do the anniversary stream small, make the other one big. Or you know what, just keep it kind of low key. CitizenCon and Gamescom are really big. It takes a lot of effort to do those things, and so, I was honestly like, what are they actually going to show?
I honestly kind of wonder why they focus so much on Gamescom when there are other, like, there's PAXs and there's E3s and there's other things.
Because Germany is their second largest market. That's
maybe, but
no.
Gamescom is bigger than
Yes.
PAX. Gamescom is
It's
way
way
bigger than PAX.
bigger than
it,
PAX.
problem is it's right beside CitizenCon.
Yeah, but it's one of the best marketing opportunities you're going to get, though.
Yeah.
Like PAX Prime that I went to, I think it's the largest of the PAXs. Well, now it's PAX West. I think they said it was what, 200,000 people, 100,000 people.
Before I forget, one of the biggest things that I actually want to call CIG out on, and I'm not entirely sure if it was their policy, it was them doing it, or if it was the third-party moderators that were doing it.
Yeah.
But the nuking of negative opinions in chat during the live stream yesterday was the absolute wrong move.
Yep.
Every customer is entitled to have
100%.
an opinion. be it positive or negative, they're entitled to have their voice on the service delivered.
Yep.
If it's not to their satisfaction, they're allowed to voice it.
I want to run through a few questions because we've got a lot of them. Zeus Anoxia asks, I don't say this lightly and I never have before or now, but should someone lose their job for yesterday's stream?
Maybe.
That's a bit extreme. They should just like have a look at things and go, all right, well, this wasn't well received.
It depends
why
on
wasn't it well received, and
depends
learn
on the
from it.
reason. It depends on the reason for why things went the way they did.
We don't know enough to be able to say that, I don't think.
If it's a continuous thing, then obviously, yeah, I mean, we all could see someone's going to either get moved to a different department or just, fired. But I think, considering how the last events have gone, I mean, it's too early to just start throwing down the hammer. And
Daztech asks, will the new flight model be good in the PU?
Yeah.
Don't see why it wouldn't be.
I can't see why it wouldn't. It's the same combat.
I haven't used it in the PU yet because we don't have access to Crusader at the moment in the PTU. But
Jim asks, other than bug fix patches, do you think they'll slip anything in between 2.6 and 3.0?
No.
CVH Maverick asks, do you think after CIG finally finishes Star Citizen, will any other game studio follow their method of funding and open development? Is this method of funding worth the problems associated with a fickle crowd? Lots of other game devs have kickstarted and crowdfunded. It's become pretty popular now.
It's not kickstarting and crowdfunding. It's
Open
having having open development.
And I mean, even
And
like
there's not a lot of people that do it.
Yeah, like it's not. People have already started, in some ways, copying some of the things CIG does. Like, and that's the thing. Like, it's a blessing and a curse for CIG because they're a pioneer. They're the one who has to do the growing pains, and other people kind of reap the benefits because they go, okay, well, you did this wrong, you did this right, so we'll do that right. So someone has to do it.
When you throw stuff at the wall, not everything's going to stick.
Yeah, and so, I definitely can't see Ubisoft or EA or Activision doing this kind of stuff. But they definitely could take aspects of what the development has been for CIG and apply that to their practice. I definitely could see stuff like that. It may not all be open doors, but you may see a little more stuff up and coming, but we'll just see. I think the biggest thing is everyone just wants to see how it ends up at the very end of it. So
yeah. Fu Maring asks, do ship discount sales excite you anymore?
I don't think they've ever excited me.
Yeah.
Not really.
It's cool to see a new ship and all.
Seeing new ships sales can be nice, but
yeah, ship concept sales are cool because we're seeing the universe fleshed out through the vehicles that we use in it. And like, yeah, whatever.
I think it's, until we have, like, for example, let's say we have mining. So mining for 3.1. The Prospector, the Orion. People get way more excited when you actually can use those ships. And then when they're going to make that third ship, because we know they're going to make another mining ship. They said so themselves. They want to kind of have a middle ground because there's the Prospector and then there's the Orion. They want to have something in the middle. When that ship comes out, if they decide to do that before the beta or whichever release, whichever video concept sale, people get really excited about that because then there's that middle ground. So, but until then, yeah, I'm very much the same. I'm like, meh.
So Nakara asks, do you guys think that they'll have some sort of presentation between now and Gamescom 2017? They
freaking better.
Yeah.
If anyone at CIG is listening to this, you fucking better.
I don't think they're going to have as big of a presentation. I think they will have something, but nothing compared to CitizenCon or Gamescom.
That would be the wrong way. They right now.
Well, no, like if they what I'm saying is, like, if they're going to do Squadron 42, do it with that, but don't do it until it's released because it's just going to honestly waste time, in my opinion.
I think they need to do something to make up for.
Hey,
yesterday.
Sean Noonan. Sean Noonan's in the chat. What's up, man?
Hey, Sean Noonan.
Yo,
I think we're at
Star
the
Marine's
stage of
real
development.
good.
Star Marine's real good. You might have missed us phrasing Star Marine, which sorry, go ahead, Shiver.
We're just at the stage of development just before we start, as customers, being able to see a lot more entering into the game. All this time has been spent on foundation work, code work, making sure things like physics grids are supported, 64-bit floating point unit is done. That needs to be done first before we can have 20 people stuck on a constellation shooting the living daylights out of each other. That sort of code needs to be in there before we can start cutting up an asteroid and refining it. But we are approaching the point where we will start to see these things, and it will start snowballing. Once we start getting mining and hauling, it won't take so long to implement the next system, and so on and so on. It's just getting to that point now. We're nearly there.
Honestly,
they've got one hell of a year in front of them.
CS.
I was just gonna say, like, we kind of had our first snowball with 2.0. When 2.0 came out, we had 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, 2.4, and then 2.5, and then this will be the kind of the next snowball. Getting that middle piece on top. They've gotten that big booty. Now they're gonna do that chest. With the meat potatoes inside of that thing.
All I know is I would really like to see a live stream with 3.0. I'd like to see something showing off.
I want to see
3.0. Even when it's going to Evocati or something, like, show us off as soon as you can 3.0. Show us what you can do in 3.0 and show us you doing it.
All we've seen is tech demos of 3.0 so far.
Show us it working as soon as you can. I know it's not there yet. But once it is there, once you're like, okay, we're into the bug fixing and stuff, honestly, I don't even care if it's pre-recorded. I'd prefer if it isn't, but show us what we can do in 3.0. And have someone, probably Chris, sit down and tell us where everything is again. Because I think the project has kind of lost track of where it is, and we have lost track of where it is, because we haven't heard much in a while. Like, I think we need to know where things are at, and I think that I want a live stream that does that. Sorry. So Confused asks, do you expect someone to come out and at least apologize for the cluster stream last night? Yes.
Yep.
I don't expect it, because I don't expect any company. My bank doesn't give me an apology when they mess up. Look at what it took for Shell to do to finally turn around and say, we're sorry. So expecting one? No.
Yeah,
it would be nice.
It's the South Park BP parody. We're sorry.
Oh yeah.
We're sorry. We're sorry. We're sorry.
Expect no. Would be nice. Maybe just acknowledge our concerns. Some just appeasement of, look, something went wrong. We know you're annoyed. We're sorry about you being annoyed.
Ailborn asks, do you think they should consolidate the holiday, the anniversary, and CitizenCon into one big event around the anniversary date?
It should be CitizenCon.
Yeah.
100%. I think at Gamescom, instead of having a presentation, they should just have a booth. And I think they should smash all of it into CitizenCon in October.
Everyone watches it on a live stream anyway now.
Yep.
Nakara just pointed out in chat that we heard the status of CitizenCon, and they thought it was solid. It's gone significantly off the rails since then. It'd be nice
real
to know
quick.
why. Yeah.
Real quick before we get off onto a different question. The Derek Smart in the chat says something that I completely agree with to counter your point, Shiver. You can't compare CIG to banks and corporations. To do that means you have to hold them to those very same standards. So yeah, they do owe the backer community an apology. It's that simple.
All right. Let me rephrase. Name me any company that's apologized when they've just fluffed up. It's a stream. Get some perspective. Really, I'm not accusing any specific one, but really, you want the CEO of the company to come out and say, "Oh, that stream, sorry." I don't expect it. This is the real world. No one admits to these mistakes, but at least acknowledge it. And
maybe there's actually a problem. Maybe we should hold big banks and corporations accountable. Anyway, let's not get into that.
I'm not having that
I wanted
conversation
to
here because
present that argument
I have
before we got off
strong
topic.
views on that.
Space Age Hero asks, even though the game was advertised as a non-subscription game, do you think this could be a good alternative to the ship selling model? No. No, they better never try and do a subscription model, because no.
No one does subscription models anymore.
Well, Final
They know
Fantasy
it's
14
garbage.
does.
FF and WoW is about it.
FF14 and WoW are the only ones left.
Eve.
Not
Loads of
anymore.
Korean games, I believe.
Well,
No,
they technically
Eve's got an
do.
optional one. SWTOR's got an optional one.
If it's
Elder
optional,
Scrolls has got an optional one.
I think
If it's
he's referring
optional, I
to
don't
just like mandatory, like you have to do it, or you have
Yeah.
to pay, or you just get nothing. You just. Well, technically, WoW
Fair
has
enough,
one up to
but-
level 20.
Well,
and it's
that's
nothing
more of a
else.
Yeah.
Zane
But
has a question. Does anyone else feel that even with the motion improvements in 2.6, the basic movement controls still feel really janky? I don't feel like I've got a good level of control over where and how my character moves. I actually don't mind it in Star Marine so far from what I've played.
it's a lot better than it was in 2.5. That's for sure.
But like, not just saying it's better than. I like it. I like it to feel a bit more slow and solid.
I feel like
it
I'm in control of my limbs.
Yeah, it feels good to me personally.
As long as you have a good baseline.
Fumarin asks, respective of 2016, what's the best thing they added and what didn't meet expectations? The best thing they added is 2.6. What didn't meet expectations?
Are you talking
the
about
Holiday Livestream.
2.6? Oh, retrospective of 2.6.
Yeah,
Best thing they added was actually, in my opinion, persistence.
persistence is good. Yeah,
The fact that it, like, they're proving that it works.
Mm-hmm.
Like having a persistent environment in this big of an area, you can fit like the entirety of the World of Warcraft map inside Crusaders map right now.
Not
And
to
you have-
mention what came with 2.6 that we all were so happy that it got taken out. Everyone know this? What were we so happy they took out with 2.6 because persistent replaced it?
the use button.
I remember. Oh.
Yes, Shiv.
I was going to say the use button too.
It's not the use button.
Wait, what?
Does no one reckon the holo table? They took out the holo table.
You're right.
That one came with
Yeah.
persistence because they used
Right.
that UI where you go. It's still way. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, it still obviously needs work, and they're working on it, all that stuff. But it was way better than a holo table. Way better.
I wish. Do you know what would be a cool idea if you pull up Mobiglass and it gives you like a big window, and you're like, I want to use this ship, and it like takes like a snapshot, and then it makes a 3D model of your ship that you can spin around, zoom in, change the hard points, instead of having to physically go to that hard point to change it.
Twilight Moon 84 asks, do you think CIG should abandon their current live stream model, perhaps having pre-recorded segments with live commentary? No.
Yes,
Nope.
Nintendo's doing it, and it's working wonderfully. They should absolutely do it. Nintendo Directs are the best.
I think they need to go back to RTV. The old RTV.
I disagree.
Not for their events.
I think RTV with the short 30 minutes, I think it's good. I think if they were to do it, it would be something like on a Saturday they come in, do it every other couple weeks, just kind of a fun unwinding thing, but not something that's regular. Something that, you know, once a month or something that they actually sit down and just have just like old times.
Even once a month,
You know.
like, I don't know. I feel like the RTVs are great now, but they're so specifically focused on the ATV content that we don't get. Like, do you remember back in the old RTVs when, like, Matt Sherman and a bunch of devs would show up and they'd just answer every single question?
Yep.
It felt more open back then. It felt like we had a link to the developers, and they just answer our questions, and it doesn't feel like we have that link anymore.
I don't think we have open development anymore.
And I miss that link.
I mean, some people liked it, some people didn't. I mean, I liked it Obviously, I was usually there with you
Transcribing it. Yeah, it was great.
So you got all the little nuances. I don't know if I feel like we've become disconnected. I think there just hasn't been as many avenues for people to reach out that they were comfortable with before. You know, RTV was great for anyone to come in because some people don't want to go to the forums. You know, some people just either have issues with moderators or just how the atmosphere is or whatever.
And here's the thing too, like about live streams, like they have a whole team to do live streams. And that's why we have a problem with it. It's not like the developers are doing it.
No, again, and I don't know if we can say this enough times. We have absolutely no problem with the developers or the development of the game or the direction that the game is going. It's slightly disappointing that we didn't get more this year, but 2.6 is amazing. It shows great progress, and we like where they're going. We understand that it takes time to make games. They're 4 years into the whole development cycle, 2 years into actual development, and this is an MMO. MMOs take 7 to 10 years. It's going to take time. We get that. What we don't like is being treated like last night treated us, really.
Lack of communication,
Yep.
10 minutes beforehand, saying, yeah, we're not going to be showing you anything new.
And the
Don't
worst,
show us anything then, but let us know as soon as possible.
at CitizenCon, Chris said, and directly after CitizenCon, we got a 20-minute video saying they were this close to having the vertical slice for us, and the vertical slice was talked up to us this entire time, and everyone was looking forward to this vertical slice. Don't 10 minutes before the holiday live stream say, oh, and we decided to get rid of the vertical slice. And not even in person,
Super frustrating.
it's in a letter. Like, tell us that when you make that bloody decision. Because we were all looking forward to the vertical slice. I really thought that this year we would either see 3.0 or the vertical slice, because I figured they had to appease us with
Fact of the
something.
matter is, we didn't see Squadron 42 at all this year.
Nope.
All right, here's a better question to make things positive for a second.
Yes, positive.
Foomering asks,
Oh,
what's in
God.
store for 2017 for Relay?
Oh. I don't know. Who are they?
Wait, that's a happy question?
Guys!
I'm sorry. Oh.
Okay, so one of the big upcoming projects for Relay that we are all working on right now, well, mostly Nixt, he's working on this one, is we want to have a searchable database for all of the literally everything that CIG has publicly said. It's all going to be there. So like if you're on a forum and someone says, when did they say this thing? And you're like, oh, I remember. But I don't have the exact quote. You can go and find it very easily. And instead of having to try and remember exactly, like you can be like, I think they said it in October. So you can look at everything that's in October and everything will be there. So
Did
that's
we
the
all
next
just
big
see
thing.
the same
Yeah,
thing?
we saw the same thing.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's that's the searchable database you guys are going to absolutely love.
Yeah,
it's
awesome.
it's a lot more work in the back end, I will say. But you know what? It's well worth it considering what it will do. And yeah, just that like, hey, so and so said this. Oh yeah, give me proof, and then you can go there and be like, oh shit, he's right.
Yep.
And people don't like being wrong on the internet.
It's
You
true.
can stick it to them.
Not only that, there's a couple things that we are looking for right now. We have gotten a couple applications, so I appreciate that. If you are listening and you haven't responded to me yet, you should respond to me. But we're looking for a couple more writers right now, a couple more transcribers, writers for both fiction as well as analysis and editorial. Fiction primarily right now. We could always use more fiction people. So if you got a story in mind, you should let us know. That'd be nice.
I could do with a lackey
Yeah.
on this, the 3 or 4 hours that I sleep in the day. I could do with someone to cover that.
Yeah. So basically, me and Shiver are kind of on the news front of Relay. Shiver's got all of the official CIG things, and I've got all the community thingies. Which, by the way, There's some cool stuff happening in the community right now. I haven't posted it yet, but I will. Terralian made a really awesome machinima video. Go check that out. And then Relum made this really cool, like, here's what's in 2.6 video. And then Willie C put JFK's progress speech on top of it, and it's good. Yeah. I like how everyone's like, yo, what's Relay? You're here. You're here right now.
Wait, I'm in Relay? What? I didn't know. Oh.
Acid makes a good point that we are still waiting on an artwork section. We will hopefully have that up again once Nixt has some time. But yes,
He's doing exams. He's getting smarter.
Yep.
Well, you better hurry up.
Himself, unlike
He's
the rest
nearly
of us.
he's nearly Scottish middle-aged.
Can you think of any other features we got in the pipeline at the moment?
Wasn't there something about dancing Dolbak? I can't remember.
We're adding some Easter eggs to the website.
Yeah,
pretty soon.
There'll be Easter eggs. We want to
however,
improve the calendar as well. The
yes,
calendar's going to have some stuff.
Calendar's one of the next big projects. We're going to have not only CIG events, our events, but we also want to put community events in there as well.
Yeah.
So if you got something coming up, let me know. I can pimp it to the world. But the biggest thing is we want you guys to let us know what you want to see.
Yep.
We might not listen to you.
What?
Most of the time we will. Sometimes we won't. But like think about it. In the what? How long have we been doing this now? 3 weeks? 2 weeks?
About hour and a half.
2 weeks. In the last 2 weeks, we have gotten your most requested feature, dark mode, implemented.
Actually, that happened in like 2 days.
Yeah.
2 days after launch, boom, dark mode, because Nixt is amazing. Yeah.
And everyone was also like, dark mode.
Yeah.
When? Now. Give it. Where's dark mode? And then when we had dark mode, people were still asking, where's dark mode? And then we went, okay, we made it a bit more obvious. And then people still asked. And then we like, okay, well, you just maybe need some help.
We just sent them a pair of sunglasses in the post.
Hot job. You're running ads because of your internet. I'm sorry, my friend.
Yeah.
Blame all ISPs.
Jim asks, can we have neon mode for the website? I mean,
oh
Jim,
my
yes.
god.
You know, if you want to have neon mode, we may be able to make something for you. But we can't guarantee that'll be anytime soon. Because you can't technically see anything because you're a computer.
Yeah, we do.
Yes. JJ2078 asks, says that there's a conspicuous absence of bow ties. My bow tie.
Hot job. Where do you live in New Mexico? I used to live in Albuquerque.
Thanks, Jake.
Sorry, I got excited. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. No, carry on. You're making a friend.
David is not wearing a bow tie out of protest until CIG get their crap together.
Basically, yeah.
Zeus and Oxia says, can you make dark mode the default for the website? I have a different IP every time I connect, so I always get the iRape white skin of Relay. Maybe you should have cookies, man. Do you have cookies disabled? It's a cookie. It's not the IP. It's a cookie.
It's a good idea. I like cookies. Cookies are.
I know.
Good.
I know. Cookies use
Also,
IPs.
I prefer
You're right.
white modes, so.
Why do you change your IP every time? Are you a hacker, man?
Oh, he probably does VPNs.
The Awful Fez was
Or he's
also
got a
part of the
dynamic
protest,
IP.
but it doesn't fit as well on my headphones, and my headphones were hurting. So.
Did any of us get the RSI Polaris shirts from?
No.
I might.
I got
because
two.
I have a gift card.
Wait, they I was about to say they showed them. They sold them.
They sold them. They sold them to people with their cash.
As much as it disappoints me, I'm probably not going to be picking up anything from CIG for a while.
Your fish has fallen off.
My fish has fallen off.
I was gonna upgrade my Vanguard to a hoplite, but turns out I can't.
Yeah, you can't.
It's cheaper than the Warden.
Yep.
Who knew?
Sounds like you're having some trouble there, Canadian sheriff, my friend.
So I do want to tell everyone that it seems like for some ridiculous reason we are going to have a stream next week on Christmas Eve.
Yep.
Yeah, there will be a stream Christmas
Yes!
Eve. I
Sorry.
don't know what we're going to talk about. Because there's going to be nothing
Talk
CIG
about
to
whatever
talk
we
about.
want. This is our show, David.
It's Christmas.
I'm just telling people there will be a show. You'll be able to ask us questions, but it's probably going to be even less organized than a normal show. Just so you know.
What?
No, I'm just giving them some warning.
They
I'm
come
letting
here
them know.
for us.
Yeah, I know, and I'm making sure they can plan their
There's
days.
170 people in there.
I know, and I'm making sure that they
here
can
right
plan their
Whoa.
day next week. That's way
Do
too
you-
many. What?
Can I just do you all know what time Sean Connery goes to watch Wimbledon?
What time?
Is Sean
Tennis.
Connery Wow. Can we just have an
Oh,
hour?
come on. You can tell your parents that one and I get a wow.
Can we just
can't
have an hour
win.
and a half of shiver? Just shiver.
Yeah, you get 3 hours on Wednesdays. It's called
Ugh.
Postcards from the Event Horizon.
Ooh, flight penis
No one
discussion. Yes.
comes.
Let's just talk about the
no,
flight
we are-
penis.
No, we are not having this. No.
Yeah, I
We're
mean,
not
we
having
could
it.
just play Star Marine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
we'll
could do that.
We'll figure something out.
Yeah.
We'll do something. I mean, we're not gonna play Star Marine for the podcast because people
Can we all shave on stream?
listen to the podcast.
No, that's never happening again. Bila Q asks, can it be as disorganized as CIG's holiday stream?
Kappa.
I don't know.
I don't think we've ever had
I don't think we
a
can
live
do that.
stream that disorganized.
I honestly don't think we can do
We'd
it.
have to try.
I would actually like to play some more Star Marine. Once we've all got it and we can just queue up some Star Marine
We're
and
not doing
chat
it for the podcast though.
No, but I'd like to play up some Star Marine.
Podcast.
Yeah,
We, you know, we'll be talking
No,
about
no,
having
I'm sorry,
like,
you can't do that. You've got to pre-record it with the cheesiest possible dialogue you can and the worst acting
Clear-
you can muster.
Clear the fatal funnel.
we've talked about wanting to do like kind of a community event where you just get to play with us. So
Yeah.
you know,
We
like
should,
in game, that is. Just
yes.
clarifying.
I mean, if you really want to, but
What?
Yep.
yeah.
It's on a swivel. Thanks, Sean.
I'm not in the PTU, so I'll have to
Heads
wait
on
until
a
it.
sw-
It might be released by then.
Yeah. No,
Yeah, the current production schedule has put the live release to the 22nd.
Yeah. You know what?
So one-
You know what I did earlier in
From-
Star Marine that I actually want to talk about that I really enjoyed and I thought it was excellent. When you get to the outside, there's like the landing zones outside, and there are stairs that lead up to them, right? And both teams seem to like hide in the stairs and shoot people as they come up the opposite stairs.
Stair Marine, yeah.
Yeah, basically. But I decided to like fly and turn upside down and then lower myself like upside down. So as the enemy are running up the stairs, I'm on top, like above them, looking down at I just mowed down like it was great. But that's like
amazing.
you can't it's so good.
You know what I can't wait though is that I'm really hoping that we'll be able to use like track fire and stuff down the road. You know, in Star Marine, obviously Star Citizen. I mean, it was. I remember I did have it working. Now it kind of broke for a long time, but I can't wait for that to be in the game again because that was a lot of fun. Because then that also makes VR kind of possible. Also, yes, cat, cute kitty cat. Show him the paws.
Did you get that with 2.6, Eris?
Yes, I did. Pause. Look at the
Look.
pause.
Look, kitty has thumb.
Kitty
Kitty has
extra
thumb.
Mittens. Kitty has mittens. Kitty's name is
Mr.
Winston.
Mittens?
Kitty's name
Not
is
Mr. Mittens,
Winston.
then.
Winston.
I wonder how many more cat emotes we can get. I want to see all the cat emotes.
All the cat
More
emotes.
Need more of them. Does the cat come with LTI? Not this one. I don't think there's any LTI pack, is there? for the caterpillar.
For the cat?
Is it?
This
No.
cat? I wish.
No,
I
no,
hope this cat
no,
comes
that
with
cat.
LTI.
That cat comes with LTI.
Yeah.
The only way to get it is the usual way of getting something else with LTI and upgrading.
Look at him. He's so
if
cute.
if you do the concept sale for the so how does it pronounce, the racer or the racer? Because they kind
the
of like
Razor.
Razor.
The Razor.
The Razor Racer.
yeah.
The Razor.
That one comes because it's a concept. It comes with LTI, so you could just do that.
I don't know, David. I
Anyone that
think
can
you should
speak
melt your cat.
English.
Oh, cool cat! Oh,
I
I
am-
love cool
Racer
cat
Razor.
emote. Oh, that's my
The
favorite
Razor
emote. I
Racer?
want more cool cats.
I am not.
Erase the racer razor.
Race the Razor. Race the Racer.
Raising the bar with the racer razor.
I want all the cool cat emotes. All
By the
cool
way,
cat
Shiver.
Well, oh no.
Oh, now we're getting puns in chat. Oh my.
This degenerated.
All
quickly.
right, guys.
It was a close
Come
shave.
to the end of the show.
We're gonna end it early because we've run out of questions.
All right. So,
Chat is
I could
now.
sit here and pump for
chat-
10 minutes.
so guys, here I'm going to talk about what's coming up on Relay this week. That's
Oh, he's
what
going
we
to cut
might
me
talk
off.
about. What do you want, Shiver?
I was saying I could make razor puns, but you cut me off.
No.
I thought that was quite
No,
sharp.
You're
Why?
walking a really fine edge here, Shiver.
Stop. Okay.
Carry on.
Your equipment is liable to get you cut someday.
Relay this week.
I thought we
There
could
is
gel
going
our
to
puns
be-
together.
Do you know, Eric, if you're in the chat, can you remind me what articles we have this week? I have an article coming out soon about the upcoming production of the announcement of Relay. So that should be out within the next couple days. David's got to edit it for me.
Yes,
I
do.
sent it to him. He didn't look at it.
You sent it to me like 4 minutes before the podcast, and I'm like, well, I could look at this, or I could make sure we have all these spiffy transitions that work.
Eric, I was just wondering what articles we have coming up. So we have that. We're gonna have a fiction piece this week by Props. Coming up on Wednesday.
Oh,
If you
yes.
missed it,
Nakara
If-
is going to write something about yesterday.
okay, cool. If you missed it last week, we had a fiction short called Garbage. So if you know your classic Eris fiction, you should be excited for that.
What's that?
It's messed up.
It was trash.
The most recent
Rubbish
one?
by another name.
Are you talking about the one from last week?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It was garbage.
Yeah, I know.
It's
Yeah,
hot
it was garbage. Steamy.
Rubbish by any other name.
Daztech wants to
Um,
know if we can add a bow tie status to the website.
Yes. Yes, we should.
Just tied to the Patreon. Every donation you.
All right, and
every
then
donation we get
also
closer.
coming up, Dolvax got another entry into the Never Ships of Star Citizen. So whenever that's ready, we will post that. Other than that, there's no transcripts this week, I don't think.
There's no transcripts of ATV or RTV until January 12th.
Yep.
Yes.
So
So
CS gets a break.
yeah,
You're
there
going
might
to remember
be.
how to type when you come back.
I know it'll be weird. There's there might be lore makers or bug smashers. I have no idea if those are still, but I mean,
There was a lore makers this week.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
who knows?
Well, we have to get that posted because
yes.
we're
Yeah.
busy on that.
If you haven't checked it out, we have the summary once again of the monthly reports, the November monthly report. There's a lot of good stuff in there, so go check that out. Thank you once again to Stormy Winters for doing that.
If you can't
and
find yesterday's live stream because it's down everywhere, we did do a summary of it.
Yep, and
Tomorrow
yeah.
there will be a relay replay
Yep,
covering
there will
the
be
news for the
a
past week.
replay, and if you missed any part of this podcast, it will also be up on Monday. So, guys, thank you so much. Please, if you enjoyed the podcast, come back next week, same time, 2:30 Eastern, 11:30 Pacific. Hit the follow button if you want to know when we go live. If you want to find all our happenings, you can go to our websites, relay.sc. If you want to get random ramblings on things, you can go to twitter.com/relay_sc. And if you enjoyed all of our content, please consider supporting us on Patreon.
Brivols asks, how fun was transcribing the live event?
Melissa was on it, so it wasn't entirely
I'm
unpleasant.
trying to wrap up the podcast. And
You know,
just
it was
keep on-
fun, but at times it was like sticking your hand in a bag of mixed cats.
Mixed cats.
mixed cats.
Yeah.
Like-
Slightly blended.
Oh.
No, not like that. No, no. It's just
Guys,
just cut it.
Thank
Can I
you
just
so
quickly
much.
Say before we go, postcard special, Christmas
yeah.
special this week. We've got Eris, Mrs. Eris, Pegasus, Relum, Jimmy, Trendane, all answering questions on Star Citizen in a very drunk format on the base.sc.
yes.
Join us. Be afraid.
Guys, thank you all for joining us. We'll see you next time.
See you later.
Goodbye.